Earth, once a vibrant jewel in the cosmos, now scarred and broken. From the vantage point of space, the damage is stark. Smog chokes the cities, a suffocating shroud over once bustling hubs. The oceans, once teeming with life, now bear the weight of humanity's waste. Debris stretches across the waves, a grim reminder of carelessness. Gone are the lush forests and verdant fields. In their place, barren stretches of land bake under a merciless sun. Fires rage unchecked, consuming the last vestiges of green. The air itself feels heavy, thick with the stench of decay and despair. The planet is a canvas of destruction, a testament to the recklessness of its dominant species. But the scars run deeper than the environment. On the streets, chaos reigns. Protests erupt with the fury of a dying sun, a desperate cry for change. People clash with authorities, their anger fueled by dwindling resources and broken promises. The fabric of society strains at its seams, threatening to unravel completely. Hope, once a beacon in the darkness, flickers precariously. The weight of a dying planet, of broken systems and failed leadership, presses down on the spirit of humanity. The future, once bright with promise, now looms bleak and uncertain. It is a time of crisis, a desperate struggle for survival on a planet teetering on the brink.
Deep within the chaos, a different kind of struggle unfolds. Hidden away from the despair and destruction, a solitary figure works tirelessly. Dr. Elara Quinn, a beacon of brilliance in a dimming world, toils in her laboratory. It is a haven of technology and innovation, a stark contrast to the decaying world above. Here, amidst the hum of advanced machinery and the glow of holographic displays, hope takes on a tangible form. Quinn, her face etched with determination, manipulates a glowing substance within a containment field. It shimmers and pulses, a mesmerizing dance of energy. This is quantum plasma, a force of unimaginable power. Quinn sees it not just as a source of energy, but as a lifeline. With it, she believes she can heal the wounds of Earth, rebuild what has been lost, and perhaps even propel humanity beyond its self-imposed limitations. But the path forward is fraught with risk. Quantum plasma is as volatile as it is powerful. One misstep, one miscalculation, could unleash a catastrophe dwarfing even the current crisis. And there are those who would exploit its power for their own gain, plunging the world further into darkness. The stakes have never been higher.
In a world on the brink, a desperate gathering unfolds. Leaders from every corner of the globe converge, their faces etched with worry and frustration. The setting is a grand hall, once a symbol of unity and progress, now showing the cracks of neglect. The air is thick with tension, the weight of expectation heavy on every shoulder, but the unity ends at the door. Inside, arguments erupt, voices rise in anger and blame. Each leader clings to their own agenda, their words echoing the divisions that have crippled the planet. The focus on national interest trumps the desperate need for global cooperation. News feeds flicker on screens throughout the hall, a constant reminder of the chaos engulfing the world outside. Wars rage, fueled by dwindling resources. Famines spread, leaving devastation in their wake. Mass migrations of climate refugees strain already broken systems. Dr. Elara Quinn observes from the fringes, her heart heavy with disappointment. She sees the same short-sightedness, the same thirst for power that brought humanity to this precipice. These leaders, blinded by their own agendas, fail to grasp the bigger picture, a picture painted in the stark colours of planetary collapse.
As the summit descends into further disarray, Dr. Quinn makes a decision. She can no longer stand by and watch as the world crumbles. The time for quiet observation is over. The fate of humanity rests on her shoulders, on the potential of her discovery. With a determined glint in her eye, Quinn steps forward, her voice cutting through the cacophony. She addresses the gathering, her words measured, her tone firm. She speaks of quantum plasma, of its power to revitalize their dying world. It's a gamble, a risky proposition, but one she firmly believes is their only hope. Silence descends upon the hall as Quinn lays out her vision. She speaks of a new coalition, one transcending borders and ideologies. This coalition, this nexus, will operate outside the constraints of the fractured world, driven by a singular purpose, the survival and advancement of humankind. Her words hang in the air, a challenge to the assembled leaders. Will they cling to the broken systems of the past, or embrace a radical new path? The future hangs in the balance, waiting for their response.
The initial response is hesitant, a mix of skepticism and fear. Some leaders scoff, dismissing Quinn's vision as the ramblings of an idealistic scientist. Others see the potential, but fear the risks, the potential for disaster.
As you can see, the benefits far outweigh the risks. We have the technology, the expertise, and most importantly, the will to make this a reality.
But as Quinn speaks, outlining her plans in meticulous detail, a shift occurs. She is joined by General Marcus Hale, a seasoned strategist who sees the strategic necessity of Quinn's proposal.
Dr. Quinn is right. This is not just a dream, it's a strategic necessity. Our current trajectory is unsustainable.
His presence lends credibility, silencing the doubters. Dr. Lydia Chen, a brilliant engineer, adds her voice, outlining the technical feasibility of Quinn's vision.
The technology is sound. We've run simulations and the data supports our projections. This can work and it must work.
One by one, other leaders step forward, pledging their support. The seeds of the Nexus are sown, a fragile hope taking root in the fertile ground of desperation. A new alliance is forged, bound by a common goal, to save humanity from the brink. Deep beneath the scarred surface of the Earth, in a subterranean sanctuary bathed in the cool glow of holographic displays, Dr. Elara Quinn presented her beacon of hope. Before her, a select group of the world's most brilliant minds, scientists, engineers, military strategists, watched with a mixture of awe and apprehension.
This is not just energy, it is a revolution. With this, we can breathe life back into our dying planet. We can power cities, fuel industries, and heal the wounds we've inflicted upon ourselves.
But it was more than just the promise of salvation that fueled Quinn's conviction. Quantum plasma, she explained, held the key to a future beyond Earth.
This is our passport to the stars. With its near limitless potential, we can finally break free from the shackles of our dying world and venture out into the cosmos.
However, Quinn was acutely aware of the double-edged nature of her discovery. This power, capable of such immense good, could also be twisted into a weapon of unimaginable destruction.
This technology is a responsibility, one that demands the utmost care and wisdom. In the wrong hands, it could spell our doom just as easily as it could ensure our survival.
The air within the subterranean chamber crackled with anticipation as Dr. Quinn unveiled her ambitious plan, the formation of a new global entity, a coalition unlike any the world had ever seen. This organization, christened Nexus, would operate outside the constraints of national borders and political agendas, uniting the brightest minds and the most capable leaders under a single, unifying purpose: the preservation and advancement of humankind.
You're proposing a radical departure, Doctor, a complete restructuring of the global order. A gamble of unprecedented stakes.
Dr. Lydia Chen, her youthful features belying a mind of unparalleled brilliance, leaned forward, her eyes gleaming with an almost childlike fascination.
But what a gamble, General! Imagine the possibilities! With quantum plasma, we can revolutionize every aspect of human existence. We can eradicate poverty, conquer disease, and unlock the secrets of the universe.
One by one, the others voiced their opinions, a symphony of doubts and aspirations, fears and hopes. The weight of the world, the very future of humanity, seemed to hang in the balance of their deliberations. Yet, amidst the uncertainty, a sense of purpose began to emerge, a shared understanding that the old ways had failed, and a new path, however perilous, must be forged.
Towards the Red Planet. With a shared sense of purpose settling over the newly formed Nexus, I outlined the first ambitious step in our audacious plan, a manned mission to Mars. It was a bold move, a declaration of intent that signaled Nexus's commitment to pushing the boundaries of human exploration and knowledge. Our data suggests unusual energy readings emanating from the Valles Marineris region of Mars. Readings that could be indicative of ancient alien technology.
A hush fell over the room as the implications of her words sunk in. The possibility, however remote, of encountering evidence of extraterrestrial life was a tantalizing prospect.
And the risks, Doctor? We're talking about sending a team into the unknown, potentially facing threats we can't even comprehend.
The risks are undeniable, General, but the potential rewards are too great to ignore. This mission is about more than just scientific curiosity. It's about securing humanity's future. We need to know what's out there, what we're up against, if we're to have any hope of surviving.
Preparations for the Mars mission commenced with a fervour that belied the monumental challenges involved. Engineers worked tirelessly alongside scientists, their collective expertise focused on constructing a vessel capable of withstanding the rigours of interstellar travel. And at the heart of this technological marvel lay the key to their ambition, a revolutionary new engine powered by the very substance that had brought them together, quantum plasma.
Ready when you are, Dr. Quinn! A voice crackled through her headset, the calm, professional tone of the launch control commander doing little to mask the tension that permeated the air.
Taking a deep breath, Quinn keyed her microphone.
Launch sequence initiated, she announced, her voice betraying a hint of the awe she felt at witnessing the culmination of years of tireless work and unwavering belief.
The observation deck shuddered as the massive engines of the spacecraft roared to life, the raw power of quantum plasma igniting the darkness with an ethereal, almost holy light. The very air seemed to crackle with energy as the spacecraft slowly, majestically began its ascent, a testament to human ingenuity defying the pull of gravity. Quinn watched, her heart pounding in her chest, as the vessel punched through the thinning atmosphere, leaving a fiery trail in its wake. It was a symbol of hope, a beacon of defiance launched into the vast emptiness of space, carrying with it the dreams and aspirations of a species teetering on the brink.
Approaching LZ, announced Commander Tanaka, the mission's stoic, battle-hardened leader, his voice a reassuring presence amidst the hum of the descent engines and the ever-present whine of stressed metal. 5 seconds to touchdown. Mark.
The landing module, buffeted by the thin Martian air, settled onto the dusty red surface with a bone-jarring thud that sent shivers through its occupants. For a moment, there was silence. The only sound, the hiss of cooling engines and the frantic thumping of hearts, still adjusting to the reality of their situation.
Welcome to Mars, team, Tanaka finally announced, a hint of pride breaking through his professional demeanor. Let's make history.
Stepping out onto the alien soil, the crew gazed in awe at the desolate beauty of the Martian landscape. Towering canyons carved by ancient rivers stretched out before them, their reddish hues bathed in the soft, ethereal glow of a distant sun. The air, thin and cold, carried the faint scent of ozone and something else, something ancient and indefinable.
The energy readings are spiking. We're close.
Guided by the anomalous energy readings detected by their instruments, the Nexus team ventured deeper into the Valles Marineris, their exploration rover kicking up plumes of reddish dust that danced in the thin Martian air. The landscape, while breathtaking in its stark beauty, held an undeniable sense of otherness, a feeling of trespassing on a world that had known life, and perhaps still did.
The energy readings are spiking. We're close.
As they rounded a towering rock formation, a testament to the erosive power of time and wind, the source of the mysterious energy readings revealed itself. A vast, sprawling complex of structures, their dark metallic surfaces reflecting the weak sunlight with an almost supernatural luminescence, lay half buried in the Martian soil, as if time itself had attempted to erase their presence from this world.
My God, it's alien.
The structures, unlike anything found in Earth's archaeological records, hummed with a barely perceptible energy. Their smooth, featureless surfaces adorned with intricate patterns that seemed to writhe and shift under the explorer's gaze. As they approached, a low, resonant hum filled the air, growing in intensity until it felt like a physical presence, a silent symphony vibrating through their bones.
Dr. Sharma, what are your readings?
The energy fluctuations are off the charts. It's emanating from the structures themselves. They're active.
The Nexus team, dwarfed by the silent majesty of the alien structures, advanced cautiously, their every step a calculated risk in this unknown and potentially dangerous environment. The Martian dust, fine as talcum powder, swirled around their boots, disturbed for the first time in millennia. The silence, broken only by the hiss of their respirators and the crunch of their footsteps, was unnerving, a heavy blanket pressing down on their shoulders. Commander Tanaka, ever vigilant, scanned their surroundings, his hand resting on the grip of his sidearm, a reassuring weight against the unknown.
Dr. Sharma, what are your readings?
The energy fluctuations are off the charts. It's emanating from the structures themselves. They're active.
As they drew closer to the nearest structure, its smooth, obsidian-like surface seemed to shimmer and distort, as if reality itself were warping in its presence. Intricate patterns etched into the alien metal with a precision that defied human comprehension, pulsed with an inner light, their meaning as enigmatic as the civilization that had created them.
There's an energy field, faint but definitely there. It's like touching a ghost.
Dr. Chen, her eyes wide with scientific curiosity, reached out a gloved hand, her fingers hovering just above the surface of the alien structure.
There's an energy field, faint but definitely there. It's like touching a ghost.
As she made contact, a jolt of energy surged through her arm, throwing her back against the chest of a startled security officer. The patterns on the structure flared to life, bathing the surrounding area in an eerie, otherworldly light. The ground beneath their feet vibrated with a low, guttural hum that seemed to resonate deep within their bones.
Report!
I'm all right. It's trying to communicate, showing us something.
As she spoke, the patterns on the structure swirled and coalesced, forming a holographic projection that shimmered in the thin Martian air. Images flickered before their eyes, vast, sprawling cities bathed in the light of two suns. Strange, graceful creatures soaring through skies of impossible hues. And at the center of it all, a massive, swirling vortex of energy, its purpose as mysterious as its creators. The Nexus team watched in stunned silence as the holographic images unfolded before them, a window into a civilization that had mastered technologies beyond human comprehension. It was a humbling, awe-inspiring spectacle, a stark reminder of humanity's relative infancy in the grand scheme of the cosmos. As the holographic display reached its climax, the image of the swirling energy vortex expanded, filling their vision with its immensity. And then, just as suddenly as it had begun, the projection flickered and died, the alien patterns on the structure fading back into their dormant state.
What was that?
What did we just see?
Before anyone could answer, the ground beneath their feet lurched violently, throwing them off balance. A deep, resonating groan echoed through the thin Martian air, as if the planet itself were awakening from a long slumber.
What's happening?
The energy readings, they're spiking again, but this time it's different. It's like something's been activated.
As if to confirm her words, the ground split open with a deafening roar, a gaping chasm appearing between the Nexus team and the alien structure. And from the depths of that chasm, bathed in an eerie, otherworldly light, rose a single, perfectly formed object, a sphere of swirling, iridescent energy, pulsing with a life force that seemed to defy the very laws of physics. The artifact had awakened. The artifact, a perfect sphere of swirling energy, hovered over the chasm, its unearthly luminescence casting grotesque shadows on the Martian dust. The Nexus team, caught between awe and sheer terror, watched as the sphere pulsed with a life force that seemed to defy explanation. It crackled and hummed, sending waves of energy rippling across the landscape, warping the very air around it. The ground continued to tremble, the chasm widening with each passing second, threatening to swallow them whole. The hum intensified, resonating deep within their chests, a physical sensation that bordered on pain.
The energy readings are off the charts. It's like nothing I've ever seen.
We need to get out of here. This entire area is destabilizing. Move, move, move.
He gestured frantically towards their rover, parked a short distance away, its emergency lights blinking against the alien glow of the artifact.
Panic surged through the team as they scrambled towards the rover, their movements clumsy and desperate in their bulky environmental suits. The ground buckled and heaved beneath their feet, making each step a gamble.
Help me!
Without hesitation, Commander Tanaka doubled back, his powerful arms hauling her free of the widening crevice. Dust billowed around them, momentarily obscuring their vision. The ground lurched again, throwing them off balance. Tanaka, his grip on Chen tightening, urged his team onward.
Almost there, just a little further.
They reached the rover, scrambling inside, their movements a blur of urgency. The hatch slammed shut behind them, sealing them within the relative safety of the pressurized cabin. Tanaka, his chest heaving, slammed his hand down on the ignition sequence. The engine sputtered, coughed, and then roared to life, the sound a symphony compared to the cacophony of the collapsing landscape around them.
The rover sped across the Martian plains, leaving a trail of dust in its wake. Inside, the Nexus team, still reeling from their close call, struggled to comprehend the magnitude of their discovery. The artifact, glowing ominously in the distance, seemed to mock their retreat, a constant reminder of the forces they had unwittingly unleashed.
It's generating an energy field unlike anything I've ever encountered. It's rewriting the laws of physics as we know them.
What does that mean? What does this artifact do?
I don't know, but I think it might be a key, a gateway to something beyond our comprehension.
Silence descended upon the cabin, the weight of their discovery pressing down on them like the Martian atmosphere itself. They had come to Mars seeking answers, hoping to find evidence of an ancient civilization that might hold the key to humanity's survival. Instead, they had stumbled upon something far more powerful, far more ancient, and far more dangerous than they could have ever imagined.
Back on Earth, the news of the Nexus team's discovery sent shockwaves through the remaining bastions of civilization. The images, transmitted across the vast gulf of space, were grainy and indistinct, yet undeniably alien. The implications were staggering, forcing humanity to confront its own insignificance in the face of a universe far grander and more mysterious than they had ever dared to imagine. The discovery of the artifact, a tangible symbol of a power beyond human comprehension, sparked both fear and hope in equal measure. Some saw it as a harbinger of doom, a weapon that could obliterate their already fractured world. Others, clinging to a desperate optimism, saw it as a lifeline, a source of knowledge and power that could potentially reverse the damage they had inflicted upon their planet. Within the secure confines of the Nexus headquarters, Dr. Quinn watched the reactions unfold with a heavy heart. She understood the fear, the uncertainty that gnawed at the edges of their newfound hope. Yet, she also recognized the spark of curiosity, the indomitable spirit of exploration that had driven humanity to overcome countless challenges throughout its history. The mission to Mars, initially conceived as a desperate gamble to secure humanity's future, had evolved into something far more profound. It was no longer just about survival, but about understanding their place in the grand tapestry of the cosmos. The discovery of the artifact had shattered their preconceived notions of reality, forcing them to confront the possibility that they were not alone, that their existence was but a single thread in a tapestry woven across the stars.
The Nexus, once a fringe organization operating in the shadows, found itself thrust onto the world stage. Governments, desperate for answers, clamored for their attention. Scientists, their imaginations ignited by the possibilities, flocked to their banner. And amidst the chaos and uncertainty, a new era dawned for humanity.
The journey ahead would be fraught with challenges. Of that, Dr. Quinn was certain. The secrets held within the artifact, the true nature of the civilization that had created it, remained shrouded in mystery. The path forward was uncertain, but Quinn knew with an unwavering conviction that burned brighter than 1,000 suns, that they would face it together. The future of humanity, once tethered to a dying planet, now stretched out among the stars, a vast and unexplored frontier beckoning them forward. The dawn of Nexus had arrived.